Hello everyone and welcome to another Top 5 Records video, and today I'm going to be talking about the 5 best audiophile final releases of 2018. I'm doing it in the series The Golden Age of Audiophile because I think that at this moment we are living in a golden age of audiophile releases, and the proof is in the pudding. So today I'm going to be talking about the 5 best audiophile releases on vinyl from 2018. Here it goes. So number 5, Pithecanthropus Erectus. I hope I pronounced that right. This album deserves to be pronounced right because Charles Mingus is one of the big geniuses. Not only in the way he worked within jazz, not only because of his compositions, not only because of the way he would get a band in shape. If you listen close to good recordings, and almost all his recordings are good, but if you listen close, you can hear him talking and giving signs and even sometimes shrieking a bit to the musicians. You know, there's so much energy going on these albums that once every often when I'm listening to Charles Mingus, I actually think this guy is sort of like hard rock for jazz. There's so much going on. There's so much energy in the playing and in the room. Now, to hear that, you gotta have a good sounding pressing. And these recordings, the Charles Mingus recordings, they are of they lend themselves to audiophile reissues very well, because if you listen to these originals, they sound amazing. So you really need a good pressing to come close to that. And in 2018, Speaker's Corner made one hell of a pressing. This is their 2018 pressing. It's made from the original analog tapes. And the thing is with Speaker's Corner, it's this German label. These are not expensive audiophile releases. I paid about $30 for this one, and it's in great shape. It's a great representation. Look here. They use the old Atlantic label. I like it when they go that far. And I was actually wondering, does the Dead Wax say who mastered this? Because they often work with incredible mastering engineers. At this moment, I was expecting a KG, the mark of Kevin Gray, but no, I'm gonna put that in the notes of this video. I'm gonna tell who this mastering engineer is because he deserves his credits. This is an amazing sounding album, and it's not that expensive. On number 5, Pithecanthropus Erectus by the Charles Mingus Jazz Workshop in the speaker done by Speaker's Corner. On number 5, on number 4, and I'm gonna remain here in Speaker's Corner territory because here we have Albert King, Born Under a Bad Sign. Again, I paid about $30 for this. I couldn't find an original. It's very tough to find any pressing of this. Well, any pressing that is not a bad, cheap repress. If we're talking about originals or analog pressed, it's very tough to find. And then for about $30, right now with inflation, it might be 36, 37. I've seen these titles for $37, 37 euros. You get this stellar pressing, incredible sound. The first time I put this on, this Speaker's Corner pressing, I could not believe that this was actually recorded back in the day. It has such an incredible sound. Again, they have a nice old Stax label, and this really brings the blues close, as it's as if it was recorded yesterday on this beautiful, gorgeous pressing. So, Albert King, Born Under a Bad Sign, on number 4 in the Speaker's Corner release. On number 3, again, not an expensive title. At least it was not expensive when it first came out. I did pay a little bit more bucks to get it because I bought about 2 or 3 years ago, and it was already the last one they had in stock. So It's Howlin Wolf's Moanin in the Moonlight, which is a very old album. It's from 1959. And, you know, I should give sort of like a warning. Chess was not the kind of production company or record company that would go into full blown audiophile quality. You're not talking about jazz here, you're talking about blues, old blues. Seriously, a different kind of blues quality than the Albert King recording is. Yet, especially when the recording isn't done that audiophile wise, I love it when they get to the source. And this one was also done from the master tapes. I love the inner sleeve because the inner sleeve here, this insinuates to be from the original master tape, and I love that idea. I love that they put that in the design of this release, and it sounds very, very good. At least as close as I was thinking about, as close as I was hoping to getting to the originals with re-release, because this one is a very, very tough to find an original pressing. I found a Dutch pressing, and I believe the Dutch pressing even has the American stampers, but compared this to the Dutch pressing, the first Dutch pressing, this one smokes it. It's so much better. At number 3, Howlin Wolf's Moanin in the Moonlight, done, as a matter of fact, not by a typical audiophile label, but Gavin Records release in collaboration with Universal Music, or under the Universal logo or production. Awesome that they went to the original tapes. Sounds incredible. If you find it, buy it. You won't regret it. On number 2, I got a lot of old titles here, a lot of 50s and 60s, and this one is another one of those. The Analogue Productions release of Crying by Roy Orbison. This is gonna make you cry. As the title suggests, it's an incredible release. It's on 45 RPM. It has so much detail, and it truly shows the dynamics, the detail that was actually going on during this recording session. Last year in London, I found an original of this, and I really considered buying it, but I went online and I saw people saying it's not an incredible sounding first pressing. So I thought, if I'm gonna put an OG against this gorgeous gatefold Analogue Productions, I won't fall in love with that one. If it's not good, this is incredible. So I want to keep the memory of the great audiophile reissue. Roy Orbison's Crying on 45 RPM by Analogue Productions. And on number 1, another blues album and another Analogue Productions release. The legendary Son House, father of folk blues. Now, this is a treasure. It's a very simple recording. It's the voice of Son House, and it's him with his guitar, and I believe he's playing it a lot with a bottleneck. There's not much more going on here yet. This pressing has so much detail, and there is so much detail in the original recording. And when you put this on, and you lay on the couch, or you sit in your chair, you close your eyes, it is as if you're traveling in time to be sitting on this man's porch, and as if you're experiencing the old generation of blues directly coming from one of its masters. It is an intimate, amazing trip. And that is what a good audiophile pressing can do. It can be a time machine. It can bring you to a place and experience a person, a genre, like you've never had before. That's what this pressing does. I really love it. I shall show you this. I really, really love it. So I'm curious. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.